is Bullet Bill's big E3, baby. Because that's where we're at. It's the E3-a-thon. It's happened. The detail is out. We know what's going down. It's finding out our systems, and damn, there's a lot.
Basically, get comfortable.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Are we just going to hit straight into it?
Well, I think I should be polite and at least say, I'm your host, Baron Marf, and I'm joined as always by the man, the legend himself, the one and only Angry Link. He has been training. He's ready to go. How you doing, buddy?
I obviously forgot all about the introductions. It was just like, I have to get through this. Just go.
So this is basically some super marathon. Link's been beating himself with canes, lowering himself into boiling water, putting hot rocks on himself, generally training for this marathon of a podcast.
Well, we're dropping the standard format.
The usual bounties are just like bang straight out the window.
It's less of a bounty, more of a battlefield.
Yeah, this is just massively into the fray.
Just throw bullets and it will hit someone.
Good luck, good luck. So, I mean, what we're going to do is we're going to cover the main conferences. When we say the main conferences of these three, what we're talking about is Xbox's, Sony's, the big N, Nintendo themselves, EA, Bethesda, and of course Ubisoft, who did quite a good one.
Obviously, we would have mentioned Devolvers, but then having watched 3 minutes of it and realised it was a pre-recorded, just let's take the piss out of the whole show.
Didn't really work, did it?
I think that was in relation to the fact that they had their permit revoked for their little outdoor conference thing.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But look, we're setting a task on Link because, frankly, the recording device hasn't got much battery on it, so I can't wait to see him try and cut his way through 6 conferences in that period of time.
Basically, don't get upset if I shut you down.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Right, so shall we move on?
Xbox, let's hit it. Let's go, baby. Let's do this.
Obviously, the big one, Xbox, or Scorpio, finally gets its name, which is the Xbox X.
Yeah.
We obviously knew the specs, but we've now got the price and the release date, which is £449 or $499, and that's dropping the 7th of November.
What do you think of the name?
It looks very good on the SKU because it reads as Xbox, whereas it can't be Xbone anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of them for that, but I think it's a shit name.
They're just shouting about the same stats that we know about. It's a big beefy machine, but it's small, it's cool.
Looks good. It's less than I thought it was going to be. So, and obviously following that we had Forza 7. No surprises. It's Forza 7 year.
Yep.
Obviously we'll have Horizon 4 next year, no doubt.
Yep.
But big surprise, Metro Exodus. Obviously we knew 4A Games were working on something new, but they hadn't obviously come out with what it was. Not much of a surprise that it's a continuation of the Exodus story or the Metro story, but this time it's going open world, and you'll see you sort of leaving the sewers and heading onto a train.
Shooting big rats.
Yeah. Cool. Deep Rock Galactic, which I kind of pegged as horde mode, the sort of Minecraft horde mode, where you're a team of galactic dwarfs.
Yeah, I mean, it looked a little bit simplistic for me, but I like the idea of it.
Yeah, see how it plays. I'd imagine it's procedurally generated, so there's lots of replayability and replay value into it.
Yeah.
Unless you're bored of the same repetition. But a real surprise, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Obviously, this has been the massive sleeper hit this year. I mean, it's taken off. It's sold millions of copies. The guy, PlayerUnknown, obviously I don't know his real name.
PlayerUnknown.
Yeah, they've done really well with it. They're obviously adding more and more to it, and it's coming to early access.
Really surprised to see it. Great news.
State of Decay 2, they showed off some more of that. They actually showed off more than just a CGI trailer. But again,
two-player co-op.
Yeah. Well, a 4-player, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
So some multiplayer zombie crafting action.
It's going to be popular.
Cross-platform for Minecraft. Now that was, I would say, the biggest announcement from the conference.
Unbelievable. And really Switch in there.
Yeah. Everything but PlayStation.
Yeah, that was brutal.
But again, we're going to have a little talk about that a bit later in the week.
Yeah.
We saw the Darwin Project, which is basically a Hunger Games-esque sort of team, or not team deathmatch, but sort of player v player deathmatch game which was just hosted by a really shouty guy.
A little bit Left 4 Dead 2ish, or Left 4 Dead kind of feel, that kind of PC sort of like hunting, looking at people through walls. Yeah,
it's one that obviously I'm not really too interested in because it's a multiplayer only kind of thing, and competitive people that are better, and I don't like looking like a lazy loser fucking game ass. So I'll probably not worry about that. But big surprise, Black Desert, which is an MMO that's been pretty big online for the last sort of year or so, 18 months. It's a really action orientated obviously MMO RPG. That's coming to PlayStation 2, Xbox.
Exclusive. Exclusive.
Oh God, that was the one thing that
what was going on with that?
Whether it was a timed exclusive or an actual console exclusive that's a Microsoft branded.
We've used the word exclusive.
Yeah, we've paid this guy, so we're getting our money's worth.
Exclusive.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Looked phenomenal. It's gone 2D. It's Artwork, so it's people who did Guilty Gear. I saw a really good way to summarise it. Dragon Ball Z is the Capcom, Marvel versus Capcom that everybody wanted.
Yeah.
But it's only like 20% complete, so there's still ways to go on that. The Last Night, which was the other big surprise, that looked phenomenal.
Oh man, that game just blew my mind.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't see anything outside of what would have just been a compiled trailer of various slices of the game, but it just did look phenomenal. As
soon as I saw it, I had to go back and watch it again. It was amazing, man. It was amazing. Really, really caught my attention.
Cuphead finally gets a release date, which is September the 27th, if my memory serves.
Yeah, so I mean, like Cuphead, I've been absolutely waiting for ages. It's just got that amazing look.
Is it the third E3 we've seen it at? It is, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the third E3. But it's a small studio, and it was a big ask because everything has to be hand animated.
Man, I just saw that thing where I think it was like a sausage or something got fried. He was smiling away. He went all crispy. I was like, "That's amazing."
Yeah. Again, it's even if you never play it because it's supposed to be quite a tough game. I think it'll be a game that's streamed really well.
Watch me play it. Yeah, it will.
Let's play because it's a cartoon.
Put your kids in front of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine, no problem. I don't know that.
Tacoma is also another one that was looked forward to. Again, this will be its third E3.
Well, Tacoma, all I saw of that was a very short sort of cut through. Yeah, exactly. And the only notes I've taken on it was there was some space cadet coloured people thing going on. I was like, what's going on?
But yeah, it's obviously that one where you've gone to this space station that's now unmanned. And you're obviously interacting with the AI to find out what went on.
Yeah, but I was just like,
all of those
still got no read on it.
Yeah, all of those coloured people is obviously stuff that's happened and memories.
Yeah, and you go jump back in and try and replay and understand it. But just watching what they show me, I was like, what is going on with this game?
It doesn't look to demo well in a trailer, really, does it?
It's not.
Or not a scissor wheel, at least.
Yeah.
So where did we get to? Crackdown 3. Yeah. Again, to be fair, it's not much of a surprise that it's getting its release.
Do you know what, Crackdown 3? I looked at this and I generally thought,
that's Crackdown 2, isn't it?
Have they reined that in?
Yeah.
They look like they've massively reined it in.
It doesn't look much better than Crackdown 2, let's put it that way.
Nope.
But it had Terry Crews shouting at you.
Yeah.
So there was some redeeming features to the announcement.
I like Terry Crews. I can't say anything about him.
But yeah, so obviously that's dropping the 7th of November alongside the Xbox One X. Fuck's sake, that's going to piss me off.
Yeah, it's a console launch title, isn't it?
Yeah. Life is Strange prequel, which was I didn't expect, with obviously Vampire around the corner, or Vampire. I thought they'd have had their hands full with Don't Nod, but no, they've got a prequel coming out. I think I don't know if it's this year the first episode's dropping, but it's going to be sort of like every 8 to 10 weeks that the next, I think it's a 3-parter, so it's quite a short adventure, but again, it's good to see some more games coming out. Sea of Thieves, early 2018.
Haha, finally we can fucking talk about it. Yeah. Finally, I mean, we've been waiting for ages to talk about Sea of Thieves, ages and we've been bound by an NDA, but now it's out there. The public can see it, so we can say.
Well, I think to be fair, we've only ever talked about what they've already talked about on their podcasts, so we're not giving away any information that shouldn't have been or hasn't been known. No,
but also now we're still working within the realms of what is available in the public,
and
space.
Public domain. Yeah, that's it. So it's public domain. It's free reign.
Haha.
So yeah, obviously early 2018. I mean, to be fair, playing it, we always knew it was going to be that kind of figure. I'd be very surprised if it does hit that early 2018. I'm thinking more summer, but hopefully it does stick to it.
Yeah.
And a really big surprise, although often has been mooted at and asked about and was sort of poo-pooed at the time, was the original Xbox backwards compatibility. Yeah. So the first gen Xbox.
They were like waving their dicks around Crimson Skies, being like, hey, remember this game? Don't you want to play it? It's like, well, yeah.
That's probably like the only one.
I never played that game, but I've heard it's good, so okay, I'm up for that. And I was like, right, cool.
As long as I get it free.
Yeah. So, what else am I going to play?
That was it. That's all they announced at the time.
I look down at my shelf and I can see like a copy of Hulk Ultimate Destruction or some shit like that, and that's it.
It's one of those, isn't it? It's very much.
And will they license it? You know?
Yeah. Because again, that's Activision, isn't it? If I do remember.
Yeah, probably is. That looks like a cash division printer.
But I don't know. They could bring some big games. You could get Phantom Dust, the original.
Yeah.
But no, it was a surprise to see it there. Another big one though was Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So obviously Ori 2. So,
right, okay.
Obviously that.
Yes, sorry, of course. Wow, yeah. And for those who are massive fans of Ori, man,
more of the same, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, I've just obviously got into the first one. I forgot that I'd bought it.
Yeah.
So it's good timing. Well, it was actually, in fact, that timing that I was like, Ori and the Blind Forest. I never did get around to playing that. I should play that.
But this is the thing. People, I mean, we'll come on to something later on, which it was announced, but like, everyone was like, oh my god, can you believe this game was coming out? It's like they've been selling the first version of it as a backwards compatibility sort of type for the last like 2 months, going, hey you, do you remember this game? Yeah, no, do you remember this game? Oh good, did you like this game? Good, we like the fact that you like it. So
because we've got a new one.
There's another one coming out. Yeah, amazing.
So
and you bought the old one as well. Isn't that great?
But no, looking forward to it. Obviously, it wasn't much outside of a cinematic trailer, but again, we don't need to see any more yet.
No, I mean,
I think the last one suffered because it was shown off too early.
Yeah,
and it was obviously pushed back, but again and again, much like most of the sort of Microsoft indie stuff. But no, it looked really good, and then obviously it closed with the gameplay reveal of Anthem, which obviously EA announced the day before.
Can I just say, holy fucking shit! I was amazed by that. That was like that pulled me in straight away.
I'd be very surprised.
Jetpacks.
Yeah. Jetpacks. Unlimited jetpacks. Yeah. I'm very much thinking that is what they call in the industry a vertical slice. So you're given just. Say if you were that's what you'd show to a publisher when you need funding, kind of thing. So
here's a wedge of examples.
Here's what we've got finished that we've been like, we have to get something free, or we have to get something done so we can show off to publishers, which what used to be E3 was for.
I hate to be childlike in this situation, but jetpacks, Link.
I know. And that fucking multi-target barrage thing where you just target like 20 enemies. I half expected it to stop, and it's like, it's going to stop now, right? It's going to stop now. I'm like, no, it's still going. It's still counting them. Just the effects, though, as well. The explosions look proper beefy. Yeah. There was some weight behind them.
Oh man, do you know
really looking forward to that.
That might be my game of E3.
Yeah, game of the show.
Potentially, man.
Wow.
But do you know what? Before I saw it, I saw a tweet of somebody just going, finally, I can move on from Destiny. Yeah, just love that. Yeah, love that.
And obviously, then it closed with they finally announced that obviously the price, because they didn't at the start. They just obviously did the dick stroking of teraflops and look at all about teraflops and floppity flop-flops. Yeah, and the most powerful console witnessed.
Oh man,
God, it was horrendously cringeworthy.
I'm getting really bored of them doing that.
But obviously we had some conferences in between, but we're going to skip straight to the Sony one because obviously time is a-pressing and that battery is a-draining.
Oh yeah.
So they obviously opened with Uncharted Lost Legacy, which we always knew was going to be the opener because it's just around the corner. Again, it looked good. I'm really impressed that they thought, no, let's not have this big monster DLC. Let's release it as a standalone. So it's its own thing.
And it doesn't look cheaply done either. No, if you know what I mean. No, it doesn't look like it's scrimped and safe.
It's not like say Left Behind, which is in itself a standalone expansion, but it works within the game.
Yeah.
But it's quite a short one, so it works. But this looks like a full blown adventure. It looks just like how long Uncharted or Uncharted 4 should have been.
Yeah.
I have often heard that it was, and then,
and someone was like,
and then.
Hold on, wait.
You could have stopped it here, but it's
don't call it Uncharted. It's not Nathan Drake. Yeah,
but it's only 12 hours. Yeah, but it's perfect. But it's only 12 hours. People are paying $60. It's only 12 hours, but it's perfect. No, we need an extra 4.
Rebrand.
But anyway, moving on. Well, we're going to go into the beef. GT Sports got its release date for this fall.
Okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn DLC this year. So it's obviously going off into the frozen peaks.
Yep.
Days Gone new gameplay. So we've seen how the Horde can be used as. I mean, it looks really interesting, but it's almost like it's a couple of years late.
Yeah, I also don't know how he didn't get seen behind those bushes.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like, okay, I get.
Oh, it's total Assassin's Creed hiding.
What didn't make them see you then, but they walked straight past? And why did the horde definitely go in that direction? You know.
Yeah. There's little things, but it looks cool and there's some interesting gameplay.
It looks amazing, man.
I mean, I like the idea where you can ride around, and obviously the guy got taken out with the old rope across the fucking road.
Yeah.
And it looked good. Again, like with The Last of Us, if you sort of take those, what would actually really happen moments, you get rid of that sort of aspect, it could be a good fun game. And zombie bears.
Yeah.
Big one, Monster Hunter World next year for PS4, which is a huge series in Japan.
I mean, this is sold.
This is sold systems, but it started out on Sony's anyway, on the PS3, and then it moved to the PSP, which then it's moved to the Nintendo. So it's mainly been a 3DS staple for the last few years.
But they've owned it on Nintendo massively.
It's fucking shifted thousands or hundreds of thousands of systems. It literally has sold systems. That's how big it is. But the sad thing is, though, there's been no confirmation of localization for the West. Like, this is the first chance that they've had to really get a toehold into it, and they've not confirmed that they're working on it. Sticking with Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, new characters shown off, and a story demo available for the PS4.
I'm so fucking excited.
Yeah. Did you download the demo?
I definitely will be.
Yeah. Skyrim and Final Fantasy 15 fishing games for PSVR.
But of course,
indeed. Star Child was announced, which is a sci-fi on a foreign planet. To be honest, I didn't actually watch the Sony conference info. I just picked bits and bobs that I was interested in. I just obviously looked at what was shown off. So that's in the VR one. Supermassive Games have announced, like, I don't know if it's a prequel to Until Dawn, but The Inpatient. So I think it's based in the same universe, and it's the area, or I think the asylum that you would have eventually ended up at in Until Dawn.
Right, okay.
Or Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Not Until. So that looks creepy, and something I'll never play because it's one VR and be a scary game.
I don't want to play it. I'm exactly the same.
Yeah. I'm just a massive wuss. I don't want to pee myself.
Yeah.
COD World War II multiplayer trailer shown off.
Yeah.
Much the same standard fare. Look, you can be a girl. You know.
They're wearing different skins. Great.
Yeah. Kratos surfaces in a new God of War gameplay trailer.
Is it Kratos or Kratos?
Tomato.
Tomato.
Yeah. But no, it looked good. I mean, nothing groundbreaking. They showed off more of the same that we've seen. Obviously, you've seen a bit more of the interaction between his son, the relationship between the two, and obviously how it's very much baby cart.
It is
Hades.
Shogun. Yeah,
Shogun. That's it. Shogun Assassin. But again, it looked good. More the same with God of War. But now you've got a little backer-up friend that you'll probably eventually have to take I can see him doing a bit of a Red Dead and throwing in. He's now grown up and he's the God of War.
Yeah.
Inherited. But that's looking good. Detroit Become Human. They showed off a bit more of that.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't gameplay, but it showed off how the game can change and how it can be different across various different interactions and decisions. But now we've seen a bit more of what it's about. It's more of a sort of an android uprising. They're tired of being slaves.
Yeah, it's nice to actually start to get a feel for what the fuck this game is about.
That's it. So again, I'd imagine that's probably next year as well.
Oh, it's a long one.
Obviously, Destiny 2 has been brought forward. It's been released early. So a whole 2 days, so it's now on the 6th.
Great work.
I'm thinking it's purely just based because of 9/11. Obviously, the American version of 9/11, not 9th of November. And you know, it's the 8th, and there's lots of blowing things up, and pull it forward or push it back.
Blowing stuff up earlier.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it may be due to sensitivities, and that could be
fair enough.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
They're bringing it forward. I'm really annoyed.
And obviously, they showed off some of the PS4 exclusive stuff. Bravo Team was announced for PSVR, which is obviously VR first-person shooter. I didn't see if it was one of these sort of transport into areas, or if it's an actual like Farpoint where you can control it. But again, it's one of those. Undertale, massive PC indie game. It's been blown up. It's been raved about for months and months and months. It's finally coming this summer to PS4 and PS Vita, I believe. And then the big one for me, Spider-Man.
Man, that looks amazing.
Phenomenal. I mean, it was admittedly running on PS4 Pro, but still, it just looked, the gameplay itself and how it held itself.
Was that me or was that Batman?
Oh, it's totally Batman wrapped in a Spider-Man skin, but you're still Spider-Man.
Do you know what I liked about the Sony conference is not similar how you're having to cover it in this podcast.
Oh, it's just wheel out Sean Hayden.
Speed of
he's
light.
just fucking smashed through it. They didn't have anybody else up on stage. It was just, here's Sean.
Not
I hope you like him.
Nothing. Here it is. Games, do you want games? Bang, bang, games. Right, we're done. Get the fuck out.
And the obligatory
turn the lights off
kind of thing for one or two of the games.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have no warbling throat singer for God of War this year.
True.
So I think that's wraps the Sony. We're moving on to Nintendo.
Yeah.
So we can try and keep the pace going. Obviously, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was opened. New story trailer. I advise you, if you watch it, if you really don't like terrible bad anime dubs, turn it down. Yeah. Because it's definitely one. If there is no Japanese audio option, I am not interested.
That's right.
It's literally that bad that I would not play it because of the voices.
Oh
no. But that's coming this year. Should be holiday at some time. But it looks good. You know, pretty much standard JRPG stuff.
Huge game. If
you like Xenoblade,
massively, isn't it?
Yeah. If you like Xenoblade Chronicles,
probably a huge cult following Xenoblade.
Yeah, it's huge though. It's a massive game.
Yeah.
And what it did on the Wii, the Wii U. How they got that out of that machine is
no idea.
I kowtow. Kirby, he's back on Switch. It looks to be like almost a reimagining of like the classic Kirby on the SNES.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know what? Kirby for me is one of those characters that it doesn't matter if it says Kirby on the tin. I will buy it because I know I will love it, and I will love it.
It will be charming and fun.
I've got
and
a new
silly.
skill. I've got a sword now.
I've
got a laser.
What's curling puck?
Right, sold.
Done. That's it. That's all I need. 2 words. Curling puck.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Warriors.
Easy for you.
So he's struggling again. Obviously, a mega team. They've wheeled out another Nintendo franchise, which again is a good one that suits.
Yep.
So from what I've read, it's pretty much standard stuff. Bigger roster than normally they'd have, but everyone's there for a reason. The big surprise, or one of the big surprises, because there's a few from the Nintendo one, Yoshi's new game.
Yeah,
it looks phenomenal. It's like taking like all of the best bits about Paper Mario with the cardboardy fold up stuff and actually make it out of cardboard. So everything looks paper crafted.
There seems to be like a golden rule at Nintendo that when you're making a game, you need to be able to sort of do something quirky or new. And I always like, okay, they've got to be done now.
It's kind of like they've taken Yoshi's Woolly World and gone, should we add dioramas?
Yeah, exactly. But but how many times are Nintendo going to come up with a new way of cutting one of their IPs? And it's great. I'm not knocking it. They're brilliant at it. But it's like, it's cardboard now and I can see behind and the tank.
That is really cool though, when you can actually go behind the scene and you can see the Shy Guys that sort of working on cranks and stuff to get the flowers that are moving.
So cool.
It's just one of those typically Nintendo charming games that you're like, oh, I would never buy that in front of your mates, and then when you get home you're like, out comes the jacket, what's this? Hello Yoshi, I'm sorry I bad talked to you. I do love you really, I'm just too much of a pussy to admit it to my friends. But it looked fantastic. Rocket League, big one. Obviously, they're coming with hats and crossplay. So you'll be able to pick out the Switch players and beat down on them for buying an inferior version.
It's a hat reference on the Nintendo thing.
Yeah. Well, it's getting there because sticking with hats. Obviously, we've seen some more of Mario Odyssey.
Oh man!
And we finally discovered what the big gimmick is for this one.
Yeah, exactly. So like. Sunshine.
And its jetpack,
water
flood pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, 3D World had its cat suit.
Yeah.
This one, I think it's just, you want the suit? Here's a hat. And Frog Mario.
Tyrannosaurus Rex Mario.
Normal person Mario.
Yeah, normal
Goomba,
human
Mario. Whatever you want.
Do you know what
Mario.
got me the most? The cheap, you know, the sort of like with the tash and the hat.
Yeah,
brilliant.
The Bullet Bill as well.
Yeah,
there's just so many cool little bits. I think that's going to be fantastic. That is
Odyssey's huge, man.
Really, really looking forward to that. We saw some of the Zelda DLC.
Yeah.
It showed off again some of the amiibo stuff.
I'm not really that impressed by it.
Well, again, it was always the first one. We always knew what that was going to be about. It's just a way through, way through as many enemies as you can, get some good shit at the end of it.
Yeah.
It's the second one, obviously the Christmas release. Yeah. That's the interesting one. I'm not too sure what's it going to be.
Why is one duff and one's like the one you're interested in?
Yeah, because one's easy to do, and the other one's going to take a bit of work to get right. So a really big surprise. Obviously, getting a bit off topic, but AM2R. No. Yeah, anyway, basically, the Metroid fan game that got shut down a few months back. Well, we now know why. Because Nintendo have released Metroid 2. They're remaking it for the 3DS, and it looks great.
Oh man, they've changed that action-packed or what?
I mean, they've done a few things with like the free aim, and they brought it
deflecting shots and
yeah. I love the, like you say, the counter as someone gets in, it's just like fuck off, counter, blah blah blah. Looked fantastic.
I'm down.
And obviously we've seen some new amiibos for Metroid 2, which had the squishy amiibo for the Metroid. That was quite cool. The big one though, I thought this is higher up in my list than I've actually read it out, is just literally an announcement and a title screen. That's it.
Yeah, honestly,
and music.
They dropped like a few words on a screen and played a sound that you may recognise, and everyone just blew up, and that was it. They did nothing else. What were those words?
Metroid Prime 4.
Blammy!
Yeah.
Oh man.
And again, one I completely skipped over because I was trying to avoid the Metroid Prime 4 one, which was the other Megaton one, which everyone was really pissed off when they showed off Pokken DX as the the Pokemon game coming to Switch.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and then they opened with it again, wasn't it? That was the best thing. It was almost like, we're going to troll you. Nah, not really. Yeah. We're doing the core RPG Pokemon game for the Switch.
There we go.
Sometime next year,
sometime
hopefully.
Never.
But you know, with Nintendo,
future,
they're going to be like, we're aiming for 2018, but it's not going to be out until it's right.
Yeah.
So you kind of just think, yeah, okay, whenever. But yeah, that was Nintendo, so there's some real big fucking drops there. Some real surprises that I didn't expect to see, and some not so big surprises, but I'm glad they were told. So good conference all in all.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo's was cool.
So I think it's moving on to obviously the other publishers now. So we're sticking with EA. It's quite a short one because it's sports, and journeys, which gets the word of blah from me. Couldn't care less.
What did you think of like EA's conference generally?
I didn't watch it. It was just like literally it's going to be 3/4 of an hour of sports, a bit of Battlefield, and maybe something they haven't announced, and that was it.
Sorry, EA.
So yeah, to just full obviously being thorough. Obviously we had the sports and journeys. Battlefield 1 expansion was shown off. That was in the name of the Tsar.
Yeah, okay.
So that's obviously the Russian campaign. And then we had a Way Out, which was the big surprise. Obviously new IP from I can't remember the title of the studio. Heatwave, no, something Hazelight Studios. Basically, the guy that did Brothers, Two Sons. That's his new game. It's this really weird split screen co-op game. Man. Go and check it out. It'd be easier if you just watch it.
No, seriously, do check it out. Very
looks really interesting. Obviously, we saw some new Need for Speed scene, which is basically Fast and Furious the game without the license, because we don't want to have to pay for it.
That's right.
And then we saw some more Battlefield multiplayer action. Obviously that got leaked a little bit early, which we obviously talked about last week, and again it was just showing off that. Then we moved on to Bethesda.
Man,
I was hoping a bit disappointed with this one, because to be fair it was pretty bland.
Well, in previous conferences they've had such a strong presence, haven't they?
Their previous conference.
Well, you know what I mean. But I mean,
they've always
they really delivered last time, and like everybody was just loving Bethesda as like probably
especially
the best conference.
The Fallout 4. Oh yeah, it's out in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, enjoy.
Fuck you.
See you later. Thanks.
But yeah, so they announced they started with the Creation Club for their moddable games. I think it completely stiffs everyone other than Bethesda, which to be fair is always going to be the way. Skyrim for the Switch has got some exclusive items, so you can have the famous green tunic and the Master Sword and the shield.
Yeah, no, it's just silly, really dirty and like grimy, but it's like, okay, I guess that's...
I'm still doing it though.
I guess that's Smackhead Link.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fallout 4 VR and Doom VFR was shown off. Again, I'm not really too fussed. Dishonored standalone DLC.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise. So that's good. Some more
Dishonored's still getting a lot of support.
Big one though for me. I didn't expect this to drop. Well, obviously we knew it was coming, but didn't expect it to drop this early. And that's Evil Within 2 is dropping in October. So that's going toe to toe with Mario. Oh, did we actually say Mario Odyssey? It's out 27th of October. So that's just around the corner.
Soon.
Completely forgot to say at the time. But yeah, Evil Within deciding to go toe to toe with that.
Well, that's stupid.
Good on them.
Yeah,
good on them.
Good luck to them.
Oh no, sorry. It's Wolfenstein 2. That's what's going toe to toe.
See you later, Blouse Squids.
But yeah, you're going to have in October Evil Within 2 and Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. So, cool. Right, so finishing off strong really. Ubisoft had a good conference.
Man, they were amazing.
Well, they didn't start well according to you.
Well, no,
they started well.
Ubisoft had loads of stuff which was great, but
just not sold on it.
I don't want to talk about Mario plus Rabbids.
We're going to leave that for a little bit later in the week.
Embarrassing, man. Yeah.
So they opened off obviously with Miyamoto and Yves Guillemot on stage.
Should never have happened.
But the producer looked a bit teary-eyed that Miyamoto's there appreciating his game.
Yep.
He got his free gift. And yeah, obviously Mario versus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and that was obviously we knew it was going to be there. There's no surprise. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Origins, the big surprise, the
game which has been leaked many
about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, that got shown off. Looks interesting. They're taking it all a bit back. They're changing things up, a bit more RPG-like systems. They're dropping a few things. Hopefully, they drop the ship running and climbing mechanics, and they've actually fixed them finally. But it looked interesting. Look forward to seeing a bit more about it before making the decisions.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think when it comes down to Assassin's Creed, it's just one of those ones that we knew was coming. We don't need it to be announced. If you just go, here it is, but don't pretend like nobody knows about it.
Yeah, that's it.
We've all been following this stuff for absolutely ages.
But so obviously we're going to move on from that because, like you say, it's a known quantity.
Yeah.
3 or 4 times leaked. Crew 2, which we knew about, but they showed off a trailer. Planes and boats, so it's more ways to get around.
Do you know?
It's not going to take 45 minutes to go from one end to the fucking other now. Yay.
It caught my interest this time.
Yeah, it's the planes, totally sold. Really surprised. Big surprise. Elijah Wood showed up in their conference, obviously in the form of a trailer for their new VR game, which of a studio that he's involved with, for a game called Transference.
Yeah.
Looked fucking weird. I don't know what to make of it. You're activating people's memories and looking at some real fucking traumatic shit, but you can't ever get hurt. It was a really weird trailer. Go check it out. Be unsettled.
For me, the weird one on that was it was just literally a case of I was like, oh yeah, Elijah Wood, blah blah blah. But by the end of it, I was like, wow, that looks pretty cool, and that's where it ended. I was like, okay,
and it's stoked the fire for the intrigue, and that's left it at that. Showed off some new South Park, and the big surprise, they Phone Destroyer, the Android or smartphone game.
So Phone Destroyer looks amazing. Everything to do with Fractured Butthole, I was just looking away being like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, that's it. So we know it's coming. It's definitely sticking to that tape, fucking hopefully. New Winter Olympics Steep DLC. So good. I think that's good.
Good for them.
Yeah, they're keeping going. New Just Dance, weird as fuck. Like the gayest Mortal Kombat.
I turned on to catch mid Just Dance and was just like, this is awful. What is going on here?
There's a panda. What the fuck? Yeah. There's a panda. 2 years too late. Ubisoft are into the Toys of Life game with their No Man's Skylands. Starlink Battle for Atlas.
Whatever. Yeah.
Weird. Just again, I'm just gonna leave that alone because
that shit.
Far Cry 5 gameplay looked great. 4-player co-op. Completely sold on that. Never really looked at a Far Cry game before, but I'm intrigued. It really has. There's this new VR 1v1 2v2 in space first-person shooter that I haven't got the name written down of. Ubisoft aren't forgetting Splinter Cell, but hopefully they're actually working on something good. And the big one for me, Beyond Good and Evil 2 re-announced via a new cinematic, and that looks, from the ideas that they're talking about, look fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
it sounds great, but as Michael Ansel said, this is day 0 from development. We've just finished the tech, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I'm gonna, first things first, I've just got to say, well done. You got through all of the conferences. It's all good. It's an heroic effort. One thing I'm gonna say though, forgot Skull and Bones.
Oh shit!
There it is. So I dropped it in at the end. Anyway, folks, look, we just had to blow all that one at you. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed. We're going to be pulling it out over the next few weeks, and
there'll still be bits and bobs to pick up.
But there it is. There we go. Another full episode of the Bullet Bill's big E3 beast. It was a mammoth one. Right. So as always, Angry Link, tell me, what did you think?
I'm fucking tired.
Heroic effort. Right, if you like what you heard, show us some likes and loves below. But other than that, from Angry Link, it's...
I was going to try and do the battery, but the music's there.
Heroic effort. And from the Baron, I'm out. Peace.